Do you not know how to make realistic engines? Do you struggle with reliability? Do you want to make something that's very powerful? Do you want to make an economy engine that is extremely slow? Well, this is the perfect video for you. I'm a certified engineologist with 10,000 hours of not researching engines, and I'm here to show you a terrible guide on how to make engines. First off, we're gonna start with the German engine, which is a highly overcomplicated engine, which is gonna be unreliable. With great power comes great maintenance. Anyways, so the most commonly used German engine is going to be your inline 6. Now, being a German engine, it has to be overcomplicated, so I think this is going to be aluminum silicate. It's not too big, it's not too small, just big enough to put a reasonable sized dent in your bank account. Now, obviously, it's going to have a dual overhead cam with a 5 valve and your aluminum silicate head as well. Now, obviously, the Germans want to make more money, so they're going to lower the quality down a little bit. So it's going to cut costs and make you do a lot more maintenance. So they're going to use probably something like billet steel and lightweight forged pistons, and probably also lightweight forged con rods. I said that reverse. Now for compression, we're gonna raise the compression. This is gonna be a rather high compression engine. VVT on all cams. This is gonna be a little bit of a rever engine, so we're gonna put that up to 7,000 RPM so you can hear this thing scream in pain when it tears itself apart. Now, obviously, turbochargers are better. We're gonna do just a regular, like, single turbo setup. Obviously, turbos are basic maintenance, so we're gonna put the quality down. You're gonna have to replace them anyways. Fuel system, we'll do direct injection per cylinder, and we'll do a performance mid intake. Look at that carbon fiber. That is definitely paint. Now, obviously, being a performance engine, it's gonna have to have super gas, because obviously, you don't want to be seen as a poor person when you're putting regular gas into your luxury performance sedan. Exhaust, we're gonna put a turbo mid, because turbo race exhaust, that's for racing, not being mid. Cat high flow 3-way, we're gonna do just straight through all over the boards, and would you look at that, we're making 370 some horsepower.
All this money on me make me wanna poop.
Reliability is okay, but it could be worse, so, you know, we gotta put this down. Now, this is actually a good horsepower rating for this car, but, you know, we're gonna make that turbocharger just a little bit smaller. You know, we're just gonna turn the boost down. I think a 330 horsepower engine is pretty good. So this engine is pretty expensive. It doesn't have the greatest emissions, and it's not exactly the most reliable, but it's all right there. You might have some coolant issues like the BMW E36, but you know, that's whatever it is. When it comes to the naming scheme, obviously we have to make it make sense because it's a German engine and the Germans are very smart. So we're gonna make this the U for aluminum silicate, a 5 for a 3-liter, and then a 9 for an inline 6, and then we're gonna put a 3 for a single turbo. Now this is gonna be the numbers. This is how German engines are named, right? I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah, that's your German engine right there. But now we're gonna go on to
Blue, but really not sad. I just signed a deal, now I'm richer than your dad.
Now, American engines are extremely simple because they haven't moved their technology forward since the 1960s. So basically, all you need to do to get the block and valves and stuff for a American engine is just to... That's literally it. That's all you need. But then there's another thing you gotta do. You just gotta just 7.3 liters. You gotta have that 7 tree. Now quality, we'll just leave that at 0. Cast, sure, harmonic balancer, whatever. Top end, this one is not gonna have high compression, so it's gonna be a 9 compression ratio. VVT, why would you need variable valve timing when you could just have a shitload of displacement? Aspiration, we don't need turbochargers. that's just too advanced. Yeah, we'll do a multi-point EFI single with the standard mid. This is what this is what American engines look like, I think. Obviously, you gotta have that run on regular gas because it's probably gonna go into a truck as well as like a Camaro or something. So this thing is gonna end up finding its way to a trailer park 10 years after it's released. You know, we can do some tubular long header exhaust, that because it has to sound American. It has to have that bald eagle screech every time you put your foot on the gas, which means dual exhaust. So we'll just do a regular 3-way cat, no first muffler, and baffled reverse flow for the second one. And you know what? That's looking pretty good power curve for an American engine. American naming schemes are also pretty simple. You have like the LS, the Coyote, stuff like that. So we're just gonna call this the small block 7 tree. Sure. And boom, there you go. That's your American engine. What more could you ask for? Now we're gonna move on to...
Hey, yeah, counting cash. I just did a dash while you're...
Japanese engines are known for being little 4-bangers that are extremely reliable, as well as get good fuel economy at the sacrifice of power. Now we're just gonna do a simple inline 4 2-liter. Depending on what era of engine you're trying to look to do, you can either do a cast iron with an aluminum head, or you can do an aluminum block with an aluminum head. Quality goes up, of course. I think you do forged steel with the lightweight. I want to make this thing a rever as well. Revving, say a 9.8 compression ratio. It's not crazy, but it's not low. I'm gonna aim for 8,000 RPMs. You gotta have that VTEC, because you know you gotta be banging this thing off of rev limiter with your fart can in the Walmart parking lot. Injection, multi-point EFI per cylinder, standard mid, I guess. This is gonna run off of regular gas. Just do a cast mid, high flow 3-way, boom, boom, boom. Thing makes 169 horsepower. This thing can actually rev up quite a bit more, so we'll put that up to 9,000 RPMs. But if you look over at the stress tab, you can see that this thing, even though it makes only 173 horsepower stock, the weakest part is the con rod, and that can handle 428 horsepower or torque or whatever, I don't know. So the naming scheme for Japanese engines are pretty simple. Most of them just put a random like letter, and then I don't know, we'll call this like the Y series, and it's like a 2-liter, so it'll be 20, and then the variant will just be like an F for fuel efficient, and then like 1. This is quite literally a Formula 1 engine, because it's probably gonna be put into a Civic, and a Civic is basically a Formula 1 car. But hey, that's how you make all 3 region of engines. If you did learn something about this video, or if you did find it funny, please do leave a like and subscribe if you find my content interesting. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, where maybe we will put these engines into an actual car.